Hi, Room 15. It is Wednesday, April 15th, 2020. You are going to be constructing and drawing quadrilaterals in today's math lesson. So our learning targets are we can recognize and draw shapes that have specified attributes, and we can identify quadrilaterals, including squares, rectangles, rhombuses, and trapezoids. So what is a quadrilateral? A quadrilateral, which is a hard word to say, try that. Quadrilateral. Quadrilateral. It is a two-dimensional shape, which is a flat shape, and it has four sides. It also has four vertices. So check out all those quadrilaterals in the picture. Check to make sure all of them have four sides and four vertices. I'll give you a second to do that. Okay, we will come back to this picture if you didn't have enough time. So what are attributes of a quadrilateral? Think sides and vertices. All quadrilaterals have four sides and four vertices. So can you think of some 2D shapes that have four sides and four vertices? Think in your brain. Think of some shapes. So remember, a side is a straight line and a vertice is where two sides meet in the corner. You can call them corners, or the mathematical term we use is vertices. So let's take a look at some shapes. Maybe you thought of some of these shapes that we're going to look at in your mind. So here are some examples. Do you recognize any of these quadrilaterals? So some of them are shapes that you probably learned before. Some of them are not. So if some of these shapes don't look like a shape that you've seen before, maybe like this shape right here, that doesn't really look like a shape that I've recognized before, or maybe this shape right here. That's not really a shape that has a name. Okay, but those shapes are quadrilaterals. And the reason why is because remember, a quadrilateral is a shape that has four sides and four vertices. Okay? So let's discuss the mathematical terms of some of those quadrilaterals we just looked at in the last picture. So remember, some of the shapes don't have a name for them, but you can call them a quadrilateral. Some of them have a different name. And some of these you will probably recognize. So the first one is a square. A square is a quadrilateral because it has four sides and four vertices. So this description says it has four congruent sides. A congruent side means that all the sides are the same length. And then it says it has four right angles. A right angle makes a perfect L shape. So if you take a look at the vertices, which would be like right here, notice how it's almost like a perfect L shape. This vertice right here, if you drew along the lines, it's like a perfect L shape. So that's what you call a right angle. Okay? The next quadrilateral we're going to be looking at today is a rhombus. So a rhombus looks very similar to a square. Remember, a rhombus is a quadrilateral because it has four sides and four vertices. A rhombus is similar to a square because the angles or corners are a little bit different than a square. They're a little bit more narrow. So if you take a look, like remember how a square has a right angle, meaning it has an L shape. This does not have a right angle because that is not a perfect L shape. It's a little bit different. This though right here, this does have a perfect L shape, okay? But the difference is that it does also have congruent sides, which means all the sides are the same length, okay? But the angles are just a little bit different. So the next quadrilateral we're going to be looking at is a rectangle. So a rectangle is a quadrilateral, remember, because it has four sides and four vertices. So a rectangle has two pairs of parallel sides, which makes it four sides total. So parallel sides are or lines are lines that run alongside of each other and will never meet or cross over each other. So if you take a look at this example of parallel lines, if I kept this line going on and on and on and on, it would never touch that bottom line. That's why it's parallel. They would never cross like this. Okay? So let's take a look at these parallel lines. So let's take a look at this triangle right here. This side is parallel to this side. If we kept these lines going, they would never touch or cross. And let's take a look at the other sides. These lines on the other side are also parallel because they would never touch or cross. So that's what that is the difference between like a rectangle and a square is because the two parallel lines, the two sets, are longer than the other two, if that makes sense. So like these sets of parallel lines are longer, and then the other parallel lines are usually shorter in length. Okay? But they're still quadrilaterals because they have 4 sides and 4 vertices. So the last quadrilateral we're going to be taking a look at today is a trapezoid. So a trapezoid is a quadrilateral, remember, because it has 4 sides and 4 vertices. So a trapezoid has exactly 1 pair of parallel lines. So we just went over what parallel lines are. There are lines that would never cross or meet. So these two are the parallel lines, okay? Let's take a look at that other set of parallel lines. These are not the parallel lines because if I were to keep drawing them, look what happens. They cross and meet. So that would make them, that would not make them parallel, okay? That's actually, so those are not the parallel lines in the trapezoid. In this trapezoid, these are the parallel lines because they would never cross or meet. Same thing with this other trapezoid. These are the parallel lines because they would never cross or meet, okay? So that is what makes a trapezoid a trapezoid. All right, my friends. So after you are done, or let's take a look at what you're going to be doing today, actually. So you are going to be doing a quadrilateral draw just like you did in yesterday for math. You did a triangle draw, which is right here. But today you're actually going to be doing a quadrilateral draw using the knowledge that you just learned. Okay, so once again, you can listen to the directions. I'm not going to play it, but you can listen to them on your own. So here are the directions. You need to go to the digital geoboard just like we did yesterday. You're going to be using this digital geoboard again. But this time you are going to be using the digital geoboard to create a quadrilateral. You can create any quadrilateral you want. You can create the quadrilaterals that you just learned about. So you can create a square, a rhombus, a rectangle, or a trapezoid, or you can just explore. So I'm going to explore, and I'm going to have some fun with this today. I'm going to create any shape as long as it has 4 sides and 4 vertices. Okay, so that, as you can see, has 4 sides and 4 vertices. I see 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so 4 sides and 4 vertices. Okay, so I'm going to use this as my example. Okay, after you use the digital geoboard to create your quadrilateral, you're going to move on to step 4. You're going to use the draw tool to draw your quadrilateral on the quadrilateral draw worksheet. Okay, so this is a sample student. Okay, so this is what the worksheet looks like. You're going to make 4 different quadrilaterals on your geoboard. Draw each one below. Okay, so I'm going to use this as my example. Remember, you need to match the pegs just like it is on this geoboard. It should look exactly the same on this geoboard. So once again, I'm going to match the color of my rubber band. So I see that I'm in the second column down. I go all the way across, okay? So this top, I'm going to do these first two sides first. So I need to draw like this, then like that. That's my second side. Let me go back to my geoboard because this one is a little bit different. It's kind of a little bit diagonal. So I need to match it to that peg, which is this one right here. So I'm going to go up and then I'm going to connect it right here. Okay. I'm going to show you how to do it one more time. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of this. Oopsies. Oh, okay. Sorry about that. Okay. I'm going to try a different one. So maybe I'm going to pull this over here. And then I'm going to pull this over there. Now, let's check. Does this have 4 sides and 4 vertices? Because I just played around with it. I just kind of moved around the rubber band however I wanted to and ended up with this shape. So let's check. Does this have 4 sides and 4 vertices? Let's check. Let's see. It have 1, 2, 3, 4. Uh-oh, I have 5 sides. So I'm going to fix that. Remember, if you have too many sides, you need to bring one of the sides up. You need to bring one of the sides up to make it a quadrilateral. So now let's check. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. That is much better. So I'm going to draw this. All right, I need to match the pegs. Okay, so the top one, it's the third peg over, and I think I remember I go all the way down. Let me check that to make sure. Okay, and that bottom side, I'm going to go all the way over like this, and then I'm going to connect this side like that. Just trying my best. Okay, so as you can see, those quadrilaterals pretty much look different. So when you're done, you remember you need to make 4 quadrilaterals. You're going to click the check button. Okay? All right, my friends. Good luck.